Hi and welcome to Kragle's Den. Today I received a special package. This is related to something very dear to me, and I'm super excited to get this thing open and lay my hands on its contents. But before we go any further, there's just one question I have to ask you. If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Before even Batman or Star Wars, Ghostbusters was my first true love. It has been with me all my life for as long as I can remember. The original Ghostbusters is my single most favourite film of all time. But what I think cemented my love for this franchise was the 80s cartoon series, The Real Ghostbusters. For those of you who don't know, The Real Ghostbusters was a cartoon spin-off / sequel to the 1984 movie. Columbia Pictures had actually had to obtain the rights to the title Ghostbusters for the live-action movie from Film Nation, who had produced a little-known series with an almost identical name 9 years earlier. After Ghostbusters became a global hit, Film Nation quickly started developing a cartoon revamp of their show to cash in on the newfound recognizability of the name. Columbia responded by naming their cartoon The Real Ghostbusters, as both a snub to Film Nation and to distinguish their show as the genuine article. Needless to say, the Film Nation cartoon was forgotten about even more quickly than their live-action show, whilst The Real Ghostbusters went on to run for 7 seasons between 1986 and 1991. Recently, I was lucky enough to find an Instagram account, The Art of RGB, a massive collector of real Ghostbusters related original artwork, and they were actually selling off some of their collection of animation cells. Of course, I was all over that like chocolate sprinkles on a donut. You see, before computer-generated imagery, animation was done by drawing the picture on paper in pencil. This was then photocopied onto clear sheets of acetate, which was then hand-painted and placed over a background and photographed. Gently does it. Oh wow. Just get rid of this bit. Okay. Wow. Look at that. That is beautiful. This is, of course, the Ghostbusters pet ghost, Slimer. And underneath this, I think should be... yeah, there's the original pencil drawing as well. How cool is that? And then we have this baby. Now this is one I specifically asked the Art of RGB about, and they were kind enough to sell this to me. This is Pete Venkman from one of my favourite episodes, Dr. Doctor.
Next time, I promise. Now let's get home and try to get this gunk off.
It is a little bit bent right down the bottom here, but that's fine. I was told about that. I'm just really happy to get a cell of my favourite character from one of my favourite episodes. Then we have Egon. This is from the episode Dairy Farm. Originally it was going to be called Dairy Farm of the Living Dead, but they dropped the last part because it was considered a bit too much. I love this image. Not only because it has Egon in different clothes than his usual Ghostbusting flight suit, but it's also a really nice shot of the RGB PKE meter, which, to be honest, I prefer the design of this one over the one from the movies. Next up is Winston Zeddemore. He was such a great character in this series. They really fleshed him out more and gave him the spotlight in a fair few episodes as well. I'm really not sure what episode this one is from, but he looks like he has heard something positively scandalous. If you know what episode this is from, let me know in the comments below. Here's the heart of the Ghostbusters, Ray Stantz. He of course was played by Dan Aykroyd in the movies, but in the show he was voiced by Frank Welker, who was also the voice of Fred in Scooby-Doo. Then we have another one of my favourite character, Venkman. I think this is just a terrific animation cell. I love that he has his ghost trap attached to his proton pack there. He just looks so cool. That is so pretty. Lastly, this is one they threw in for free. And they did tell me this one has unfortunately fused with the original pencil sketch, because the colours used to be painted onto the backs of the cells. But I still think this looks pretty cool. And it was free. So there you have my real Ghostbusters original animation cell haul. These are the first animation cells I've ever owned. I've entered a few competitions at a couple of Comic Cons to win some real Ghostbusters animation cells before, but never been lucky enough to win. Although I'm definitely feeling very lucky to have these as part of my collection now. What do you think? Do you like the look of these? Do you own any original animation cells yourself? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. And together, we'll discover what's inside Kragle's den.